Hello everyone. We have seen how two vectors, that is, suppose a vector A and vector B, their cross product or vector product can be taken. We know that A cross B is given by AB sine theta into n cap, where n cap is a unit vector in a direction perpendicular to the plane containing vector A and vector B. And the direction of that unit vector is given by either right hand thumb rule or right handed screw rule. So A cross B, the vector product, is given in terms of the product of the magnitude of A, magnitude of B, and the sine of the angle between them, and their direction is given by n cap. Now let us see how the cross product can be represented in terms of the rectangular components of the vector A and vector B. So let us see how it is done. Vector product in terms of rectangular components. Now suppose we have two vectors, vector A, which is given by ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap, where ax, ay and az are the rectangular components along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively. Similarly for vector B, it is given by bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap, where bx, by and bz are the rectangular components of vector B along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively. Now let us see how we can find the value of A cross B. So for A cross B, we have written the value of A in terms of the rectangular component. Cross for B we have written in the same way. Now each and every term of the components which are within bracket, the first bracket, so this will be multiplied with all the terms which are present within the second bracket. So the first term will be ax I cap cross, then the whole term here bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. Similarly in the next term will be plus ay j cap, then all the terms bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. Similarly the last term will be az k cap cross bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. Okay. Now again in these terms, the first terms will be ax bx I cap cross I cap, because ax bx are the numerical values, so they will be multiplied, but the cross product will be between the unit vectors I cap and I cap. So the first term here, you can see here, the first term here will be ax bx I cap cross I cap. Now see, you need to understand one thing here. The first term that we are having here, we are multiplying, taking the cross product of these two quantities. So ax bx are the numerical values, so they are multiplied here, and then I cap cross I cap. Now we know that the value of I cap cross I cap is 0. We have already discussed it. Since the two vectors are in the same direction, the angle between them is 0. So I cap cross I cap will be 1 into sine 0 n cap. So sine 0 is 0, so this gives a null vector I cap cross I cap. The next term will be ax I cap and it will be multiplied with by j cap. So ax by I cap cross j cap. Now I cap cross j cap will be given by k cap. If you remember the cyclic process, in a cyclic process, suppose you consider a cycle here. In this cycle, if we take the clockwise direction, then from I cap to j cap and k cap here. Sorry for that, the circle is not exactly looking like a circle, but we have taken a cyclic curve where the direction is traversed in the clockwise direction. So you can see here I cap cross j cap will be equal to plus k cap. Similarly, the third term will be ax bz, and ax bz will be ax bz then I cap cross k cap. Now I cap cross k cap, it is in the opposite direction, so the value will be here minus j cap. In this way we can write the value of all the terms here. J cap cross I cap, here you can see j cap cross I cap will be minus k cap. So all these value we can write here, and the numerical terms will be multiplied. Now we are doing it for ay The first term is bx, then j cap cross I cap. Then the second term is ay by j cap cross j cap. Now this term will be 0. Now you can see accordingly we can write all the values, and the last term here you will see k cap cross k cap. This will be 0. So 3 terms are 0 here, I cap cross I cap, j cap cross j cap, and k cap cross k cap. All the other terms will have certain values, like j cross k. Here j cross k, this value will be given by I cap. So similarly k cross I will be given by j cap. And here k cross j will be given by minus I. So we have different values, and here you can see 3 terms will vanish, and all the other terms, like suppose we consider the common terms in I cap. So here it is one I cap and another I cap is here. Similarly for j cap we have 2 terms, k cap we have 2 terms. So what we will do is we will take the common for I cap, j cap and k cap, and accordingly we will write the equation. So let us see how it is done. So we move here, and as we have done 0, 0 and 0 for 3 terms we are putting it 0, and then further taking I common, then j common and k common, we have a relation here which is given by, you can see here, I cap ay by minus az bz by, ay bz minus az by, then minus j cap ax bz minus az bx, plus k cap ax by minus ay bx. So in this way specifically we are dividing it into 3 terms. Now this value of a cross b which we are getting here, this value of a cross b can be written in terms of determinants. This concept of determinant you will study in class 12 mathematics, but here you see how the determinants are written. Like this form is in the form of determinant, and which is written in like we can write here a cross b, then within modular sign we write I cap, j cap, k cap. These are the unit vectors first written. Then for vector a, the rectangular components ax, ay, az, then bx, by, bz. Now see how it has to be solved. Always remember for the first term I am taking the pen here. For the first term this I cap is taken, and then we will neglect the column and the row, and whatever we have we will cross multiply. That is ay bz minus by az, or we can write ay bz minus az by. So this is the first term which we get here. Okay. Now here before I we have a positive sign here. This positive sign is because the value of I cap, it is present in the first column. These are the columns. In this direction we measure column, and in this direction it is row. So this belongs to the first column and first row. So 1 plus 1, 2. 2 is an even number, so this is positive. Now in the second case, when in case of j, it belongs to the second column, first row. So 2 plus 1, 3. 3 is an odd number, so that's why a negative sign is coming here. Then when we take j cap, then the column and the row are neglected. We have ax bz and az bx. So this is what is written here. Similarly in the third one here, it is in the third column and first row. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So it is an even number, so therefore the positive sign is there. And we have again cross multiplication. We will neglect these terms, and we will have ax by minus ay bx. So this is what we are getting here. So instead of writing the whole thing here, what we do is we choose this one. For vector a cross vector b, we will write it in this form, and we know that how to solve it further. Okay. So always remember A cross B can be written in this form. So now let us see how finally we can conclude for the cross product. When we say cross product of two vectors can be written in two different ways. A cross B is written as AB sine theta n cap, which we have already discussed, and the second way, which we have just now described, A cross B can be written in terms of determinant form I cap, j cap, k cap, and then writing the components or the rectangular components of vector A, then rectangular components of vector B in the third row. And we know how to expand it. First of all, I cap, which is positive here, then AY BZ minus AZ BY, then minus J cap. Always remember, for J cap we have the minus, and the reason I told you. So minus here, then AX BZ minus AZ BX, and the third one plus K cap. Then we have AX BY minus AY BX. So these are the values that we will have. So we can represent cross product in two different ways. Okay. Now let us see some of the properties of the vector product. The first property, vector A cross B, if we write it to be equal to B cross A, it will be wrong. So that's why we call it anti-commutative, because we know that the direction of A cross B and the direction of B cross A are exactly opposite to each other, so a negative sign comes. So it is called anti-commutative. Okay. The second is, the vector product is distributive over addition. This is the same as we have considered in scalar product. That is, vector A cross B plus C, vector B plus vector C is equal to vector A cross vector B plus vector A cross vector C, right? The third property, vector product of two parallel or anti-parallel vectors is a null vector. Always remember, when the two vectors are parallel, the angle between them is 0 degree. If the anti-parallel, that is in the opposite direction, angle between them is 180 degree. And for both the cases, sine 0 or sine 180 degree is 0. So A cross B will be a null vector or 0 vector if A and B are making an angle of 0 degree or 180 degree. Next, the vector product of a vector with itself is a null vector. Obviously it will be null vector because again the angle is 0 degree. The same vectors, the cross product is 0 vector. Fifth point, the magnitude of the vector of the two mutually perpendicular vectors is equal to the product of their magnitude. Obviously it will be so because the angle is 90 degree and the sine 90 is 1. So A cross B will be AB only. We are taking the magnitude only. So that's why a modulus sign across this A cross B term is taken. Now next is vector product of orthogonal unit vector. That we have already discussed. If we consider I cap, j cap, k cap making an angle of 90 degrees, so their cross product will be an unit vector, and for I cap cross j cap it will be k cap. For j cap cross I cap it will be I cap, k cap cross I cap is equal to j cap. And if we take the alternative, that is j cross I will be negative of k cap. Similarly, we have considered this in the anti-commutative rule. So I hope that you are very clear with that. Lekin, when we consider I cap cross I cap or j cap cross j cap or k cap cross k cap, all of them will get the null vector or the 0 vector. Always remember one thing, this formula I cap cross j cap is equal to k cap, we have to move in the cyclic curve in the clockwise direction where we get all the positive values. And when we move in the opposite direction, it gives us the negative values. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. Now there is another way of representing the vector product like A cross B in terms of the determinant form, which we have already discussed just now in the same video. And again, we know that A cross B, the magnitude is given by AB sine theta. So if we want to find the value of sine of the angle theta, so it will be naturally the modulus of A cross B divided by modulus of A into modulus of B. That means the vector product of A and B, A cross B, if you take their magnitude divided by the magnitudes of vector A and vector B, that will be giving you the value of sine theta. So I hope this is very clear.